It's a start of term like no other in Brighton for students and their parents. Undertaking this rite of passage with the complication of coronavirus adding to the anxiety and anticipation.
I've been apprehensive just because of the whole, if we lock down and I'm still paying for a degree that I'm not getting, I think that's what I'm worried about. And also paying for rent that I might not be staying here if I'm going home.
I did think, if she's going to be virtual learning for the next, let's say, a year, then I just thought, it's going to be a waste of money. But Millia's got a timetable, and half of it's virtual learning and half of it is in a studio.
Students have been arriving here all week to avoid a weekend rush. Everyone's got a booked arrival time, and they hope that these and other COVID-secure measures will help prevent an outbreak. But across the country, thousands of students are confined to halls and online learning. And there are now questions about whether some of them will get home for Christmas or even whether term should have started at all.
Labour say students must be able to return home at Christmas. The Culture Secretary said that's up to them.
I very much want students to be able to go home at Christmas. And if we all pull together and observe these new rules, we follow the guidance, then we will be able to get to a point where that should be possible.
Downing Street insists it has no plans to prevent a seasonal return, but student migration offers huge potential to spread infection, and unions are unhappy, both about the potential threat to health and whether students will get value for money.
They've sat on their hands, they've encouraged students back. Students are now locked down into incredibly expensive accommodation because this government would rather the staff and students and university communities pay with their health than they actually pay to sustain the sector.
Term starts this week in Leeds too, where the city is under local lockdown and households can't mix. New arrivals know they may face a long haul.
I think at the end of the day, to guarantee the safety and lives of people, if we can't go home for Christmas, then that's just a sacrifice we have to make.
Really upsetting because I'm really attached to my family, and it would be really hard if I spent all of that time without seeing them. But hopefully that's not going to happen, and that won't be the case, and I'll be able to go back home and then be able to come back to continue my studies here.
I think that'd be a huge blow. I'd be devastated.
It'd be really upsetting, but we'd make.
I really can't see that.
We'd make the most of it, but everyone would be pretty unhappy with that.
These young people have already had their final year of school and their exams derailed by COVID. Their first taste of university may prove no more straightforward. Paul Kelso, Sky News in Brighton.